thought it was very lowbrow, but to me, not only was I thrilled to get it because I was a massive fan, but you know, you can see it now still thriving, and it's you know it's evolved into a million different incarnations. It's spawned feature films. In retrospect, I'm quite proud of it, and yeah, it didn't really help me whatsoever. To answer your question, but you know, it was thrilling, it was fun. You know, it was a great experience. Well, I'll say, and probably till the day I die, 99% of you know, the content that I considered for is that kind of role. It was a suit, but I also reminded myself at the time it was a John Woo movie. After watching, you know, a dozen John Woo movies growing up, but you know, he's an icon. He's you know, an Asian hero to me, as is Chow Yun Fat. And having you know, I was blinded to everything else, the minimalist or the tiny role that I had. I just was ecstatic. Yeah, John Woo, that was it. Yeah, you know, I did one little joke. He came up to me and said, "Peter, so funny, the good take." And he walked away. You know, he doesn't even direct. It's one who goes, "I think John is explaining that the crane is going to come here. It's going to negotiate this corner, and then it'll come to eye level, and we're all on the same page, okay?" Yeah, you know, John doesn't say anything. He just sits there, kind of, you know, through broken English. He'll mumble to his first AD. But just to witness that was incredible, and I got to see him. You know, he has a very visual, specific style, John Woo's style, and to watch him frame his shots was thrilling. I also got a chance to work with Ben for 3-4 days.
So, but you guys are both the same character, so I was like, what?
I can't believe you noticed that.
Well, duh, yeah, that's what homework is. Do you think just come in here cold turkey?
Sometimes people just go off the cuff.
No.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, well, you know what? I've never really spoken, you know, officially about it, but I'll put it out there now. What had happened was I had read for it, and it was the material was actually 12 pages. It was Will Smith's scene with Chai McBride. He's in a diner, and Chai is just trying to calm him down, and then remarks on his vintage Converse shoes. And that scene was maybe, literally, that was maybe 4 or 5 pages. But they gave all of Will Smith's dialogue to the Detective Chin audition. To the auditioning the actors, and everybody struggles over that kind of material for a long time, for a few days at least. And we went in, we all read all the candidates in Vancouver, possibly LA as well. And you know, I heard nothing about it. I heard I did okay. Maybe about a month and a half later, sitting there having lunch with a friend, and I got a call from my agent and said, "Are you prepared to go work on iRobot tomorrow?" I said, "What are you talking about?" Terry Chen got the role. And they said that he's triple booked or something. He was overbooked on I believe it was Pitch Black 2, Chronicles of Riddick, where he played one of the mercenaries. And you know how many days there are on these kind of sci-fi, you know, projects. So he could not commit to the other days that we're shooting at the same time in conjunction with iRobot. So they casting Corinne Mayer's casting. In Vancouver, they called me up and they had to replace him. They had, you know, in Vancouver they hire almost like on a day per day basis as opposed to a full contract, like a deal memo. And so, you know, at the risk of not being able to you know, maintain an actor for the full shoot. So that had happened. He couldn't make it, so they had to bring me in for the remaining 2-3 days. And in the end, the actual the material that you see me in, the scenes that you see me in, are very minimal. There's a lot of wide shots from me in the back, and you see all this 3D crime tape and stuff, and you see Will talking to Professor Lansing, and in the end, he just walks up the stairs, and I got, you know, like 2 lines. It took like 3-4 days, but it really was mostly about the setup and the visual effects. But again, you know, I got to you know, work on such a big project, and of course I would not turn that down. I think I was starving at that point. It's so funny. The irony is that he did do 1 day of shooting before, but that's when Viki, VIKI, I think it was Virtual Intelligence Kinetic Interpretation, I don't know, whatever, Viki, he shot a surveillance scene that was kind of put into, they jog it forward when Will Smith goes up to a screen and goes, can I see the surveillance? And you see, okay, here comes the forensic detectives, Chin and Valdez are coming in. And, you're supposed to use that to identify people. If you look closely, if you stopped it, that little segment was actually, the surveillance footage is actually Terry. So when I went in, I had kind of longer, shaggy hair. So then they had to match me to Terry, and they gave me like a brush cut, and then they filmed me on the actual the CSI scene. They filmed that part live and the dialogue, but in the movie it's actually Terry and me. He's in the surveillance scene. I'm the actual guy at the beginning.